Welcome to Toastmasters. Albert is working on his high performance leadership, and today I will be talking about two different roles. The first will be how to be a speech evaluator, and then the second will be how to be a general evaluator. Let's start with speech evaluator. If you have never evaluated a speaker before, first off, I highly encourage you to reach out to the speaker ahead of time, get their manual, read the objectives of the speech and what they're actually supposed to be doing. This will help you understand why they're doing what they're doing, along with how they should, emphasis on the should, do some of the speaking skills in which they're focusing on. When you are actually crafting your speech evaluation on the day of, I personally like to take a blank sheet of paper, and my method is to write G-I-G on my page. Good, improve, great. That is the methodology I personally like to use on how to give a speech evaluation. I highlight what I think is good about the speech, then I bridge into where I think improvements can be made, then I move and finish with what is great. At the very end of the speech evaluation, I give a conclusion where I am summarizing all of those points. And when I say summarize, I mean summarize. So one, maybe two sentences tops for each of the things that you had previously spoken of. Keeping in mind a speech evaluation is 2 to 3 minutes, you do need to keep things concise. Now when you're talking about things being good and then how you can do things better, i.e. the improve and then the great, do you just say, hey, you can do better on body language? As a beginning, sure, that might be a starting point. As you get a little bit more experienced, I encourage you to think of how you can say why they should improve something or why something is really done well. And then, especially for the improve area, if you're saying they need to improve something, highlight how and explain how they can improve something. If you're using vocal variety, give them the example of how something should be going from soft to loud. Or if you're using hand gestures, which is what I'm doing right now for emphasis, give examples of that. If they're very stressed and tense and they just have their hands clenched, just don't say they appear tense when doing their speech. Say they, in order to relax, they should put their arms at their side, open palm, that type of aspect. Give examples. And then, of course, as I mentioned before, but it's extremely important to summarize, because if you're going to compete in a speech evaluation, there's 15 points actually for the conclusion. And about 50% of competitors have either no conclusion or thanks for doing your speech today. That is what they would call their conclusion. Wrap it up, remind individuals of what you've just said so they can remember it. And that, in my mind, is how to start off doing your speech evaluations.